In the dead of night, when shadows meld with the darkness and the wind carries whispers of the forgotten, there dwell beings that defy the natural order. These are not mere stories told to frighten children into obedience. These are the tales of the Sukun, the lugaru, and the Bolam, creatures born from deals with the devil and condemned to haunt the night in their relentless pursuit of fulfilling sinister contracts. Imagine a world where the rustle of leaves underfoot might not be caused by the wind, but by the slithering of a skinless witch seeking to enter your home through the tiniest crack. Consider the chilling possibility of encountering a man who can transform into a bloodthirsty animal under the moonlit sky, or meeting someone who has traded their soul for otherworldly wealth, binding themselves to a creature born from an enchanted egg. This essay delves into the dark corridors of such supernatural beings, exploring their origins, methods, and the brave souls who dare to oppose them. Gothic tales weave the dark threads of our deepest fears into narratives that chill and thrill. These stories are not just entertainments, but are mirrors reflecting our darkest selves and deepest anxieties. The supernatural, beings and events beyond scientific understanding or the laws of nature, serves as a critical element in these tales, providing a rich ground for exploring the unknown. What compels us to return to these stories, to revisit the haunts of those who are not bound by earthly rules? It is perhaps our relentless pursuit of understanding what lies beyond the veil of reality. Or maybe it is simply the exhilarating chill of fear these stories evoke. This section sets the stage for a journey into the dark heart of Gothic lore. The Sukun, a terrifying figure in Caribbean folklore, is said to be an old witch who has made a pact with the devil. By night, she sheds her human skin and transforms into a fiery orb, seeking out the blood of the innocent to maintain her sinister bargain. Her skin, hidden away, holds the key to her destruction or salvation. Villagers speak of nights filled with dread, of the air thick with the scent of sulfur as the Sukun hunts. But they also whisper of ways to protect oneself. Sprinkling rice or salt at doorways to distract her, or sealing every crack and crevice to prevent her entry. Even more daring are those who seek her skin, salting it to rob her of her power, but at great risk. If the skin is destroyed, her spirit is freed to cause even greater havoc until she can claim another's flesh. Originating from the melding of African and French traditions in the Caribbean, the lugaru is another night prowler bound by a dark pact. Typically male, this creature transforms into various animals, stalking the streets for victims to drain. His transformation often leaves him vulnerable during the day, appearing as a wounded man, a hint of his nocturnal escapades. The lugaru's tale is not just one of horror, but also of caution, of the price of greed and the eternal pursuit of wealth and power. Encounters with holy men have often been his undoing, the blessed able to inflict injuries that no normal beast could sustain. These stories serve as a grim reminder of the battle between sacred and profane, of the eternal vigilance required to keep darkness at bay. The Bolam exists in whispers and shadows. Its members, elite yet cursed. Unlike the Sukun and lugaru, the Bolam do not transform, but engage in a more insidious exchange, their souls for untold wealth. Their initiation, veiled in the occult, involves a ritual with an egg from an Amrock hen, believed to hatch not a chick, but a demonic advisor during the sinister period of Easter. This small humanoid creature that emerges speaks of contracts and pacts, echoing the age-old Faustian bargain. Participants articulate their desires, which, while not as simple as mere riches, must cleverly manipulate the layers of reality to bring about their fulfillment. This ritual highlights both the allure and the horror of absolute power, acquired at the irreversible cost of one's eternal essence. The Bolam's existence raises questions about the lengths to which individuals will go for power and wealth. It is a chilling reflection of human ambition and the peril of sacrificing moral integrity for material gain. The myths of the Sukun, lugaru, and Bolam resonate deeply within their respective cultures, embodying common fears and serving as cautionary tales against moral transgressions. These stories, passed down through generations, do more than entertain. They enforce societal norms and educate about the consequences of greed, betrayal, and dealings with the supernatural. In regions where these myths originate, they influence not just individual behavior, but also community practices, such as protective rituals and the moral education of the young. They serve as a social glue, a shared heritage that strengthens community bonds against common fears. Furthermore, these tales often reflect societal inequalities, highlighting the fears of the powerless against the perceived invincibility of the powerful and the corrupt. These narratives, steeped in symbolism and metaphor, offer a rich tapestry for understanding human nature and the universal themes of good versus evil, cautioning against the overreach that leads to downfall. While the Sukun, lugaru, and Bolam differ in origin and nature, they share underlying themes of transformation, pacts with darker forces, and the quest for power or survival. Each entity has its unique vulnerability: salt and rice for the Sukun, holy retribution for the lugaru, and the moral decay and potential for spiritual redemption for the Bolam. This section examines how these beings are dealt with in their cultural contexts. For the Sukun and lugaru, physical and spiritual defenses are employed by the communities plagued by them. In contrast, the Bolam, wrapped in secrecy and silence, represents a more cerebral and solitary struggle, a battle against one's demons. The comparative study of these entities not only illuminates the rich diversity of supernatural lore, but also offers insights into the universal human experience of facing one's fears and the consequences of one's choices. In contemporary media, the allure of these Gothic tales continues to thrive, adapted into films, novels, and television shows that explore their themes in modern settings. These adaptations often expand on the original myths, giving them new life and making them relevant to today's audiences. For example, the Sukun has transitioned from a folklore figure to a symbol of the exotic and the erotic in modern horror literature, whereas the lugaru often appears in graphic novels as a tragic anti-hero. The Bolam, with its ties to clandestine societies and supernatural pacts, finds its place in thrillers and conspiracy theories that captivate those fascinated by the power behind the throne. These adaptations not only preserve the essence of the original myths, but also challenge viewers and readers to reflect on contemporary issues such as identity, power, and the nature of evil. They underscore the timeless appeal of the Gothic and the supernatural, proving that these tales still hold power over our collective imagination. The Gothic tales of the Sukun, lugaru, and Bolam serve as portals to the depths of human fear, ambition, and the supernatural. They are more than just stories. They are profound reflections on human nature and societal values. As we delve into these narratives, we uncover not only the monsters lurking in the shadows, but also the monsters within ourselves. These tales remind us that the line between the natural and the supernatural is often a mere whisper in the night. As we continue to explore and reinterpret these myths, they will likely evolve, yet their core messages about human nature and morality will remain resonant and relevant, continuing to both haunt and enlighten us in the darkness of the night. The essay Whispers of the Night, Gothic Tales of the Supernatural, explores the eerie and fascinating world of supernatural entities in Gothic narratives. These entities, born out of bargains with dark forces, haunt the nights and challenge our understanding of the natural order. Through a detailed analysis of the Sukun, the lugaru, and the Bolam, the essay delves into their origins, methods, cultural impacts, and the moral lessons they impart. These tales, deeply embedded in their respective cultures, reflect societal fears and values, serving as cautionary tales against greed and moral transgression. The essay also examines how modern adaptations of these myths continue to captivate and terrify audiences, proving the timeless appeal of Gothic tales in exploring the darker side of human nature.